Welcome to the cast. My name is Gary West. We have Emily Taylor with us. No, I said it wrong. Emily Porter. It's the first time in a long time.
I give you credit. You've done it right every other time.
Yeah, and I caught myself.
You've gotten it right
Away. So
I still say Emily Taylor if I'm introducing myself to somebody. I forget. So.
And we've got Ricki Lintz with us today.
Yep.
And then we've got the Peanut Gallery back there as usual, and Tim Ray running he's the brainchild. He runs all the important stuff. So today we're going to start off with a game from Shannon and Tia. What do you guys got for us?
It's all Shannon.
It's all Shannon. We're in trouble.
I'm having a hard time.
You told me to start.
I know.
I told you not to.
He said,
Okay, here we go.
I'll be ready when you're ready.
I'm having technical difficulties. All right, we're gonna do a little family feud tonight. Nothing too serious here. So we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. We have 5 answers. So we'll just give us your best guess on what you think it is. Name a reason to throw a party.
Who gets to go first here?
Who wants to start?
Let's give Ricki. He's our guest.
Go,
We'll give
Ricki.
him-
It's me, huh? The reason to throw a party, graduation.
Graduation number 1.
Oh, look at that.
32
That's
people
number
said
1.
that. All right.
Emily, go ahead.
I'm going to go with retirement.
Not on here.
Really?
Wah, wah, wah.
Interesting.
That was terrible.
Okay.
Birthday.
Birthday is...
I can't see. I gotta get my.
That's not on here.
What?
What kind
That's
of
crazy.
family feud are you pulling
Not
up
on
here?
here.
This the was it Temu version?
Yeah, the Timu version. You got the Wish
All right.
version of Family
Right,
Feud over
back to
there.
Ricki. What do you think, Ricki?
What's that?
Same question. Well,
Same question.
There's still 4 more answers.
What'd you say, Emily?
I said retirement.
I was going to say too. Graduation, birthday. You said them. Okay, I don't really know. Honestly, man.
I'm.
Don't know.
a wedding?
Oh, there you go.
Marriage?
There you go.
Yeah, wedding,
yeah.
yeah.
That was number 2.
That's 2.
Okay.
How many
And
points?
divorce is number 3.
You're correct.
Yeah, exactly.
No, it's
Crazy.
not.
These other ones are...
Party.
Eh,
What, is it gender reveal?
no.
One of them is not
Baby
really.
showers.
Yeah, that's why I
we
would-
wouldn't have this kind of a party.
We wouldn't have this kind of
Yeah.
I mean, some of us would.
going away party. A home warming party.
This was a dumb one, Shannon.
Yeah.
Move on, next one. We're losing the audience.
Next.
Okay, if we were like a Jewish community, what would be
A
Bar
bar
mitzvah.
mitzvah?
bar mitzvah? There you go. That's number 4.
We're not Jewish.
Bachelorette and bachelor party was 5.
Okay.
I feel like birthday party should have been on.
Birthday
there.
should have been
Okay,
on
that was
there.
not a good one. Here.
No. Wow.
Name something that might be brewing.
Oh, something
1,
that
2,
might
3,
be
4,
brewing.
5, 6 answers here.
Go ahead, Emily.
Name something that might be brewing.
These are good.
A fart.
Gosh.
Number 1. No, of course not.
No.
Okay, fine.
But you should get points for that.
That's what people
T.
say.
T is number 3.
Coffee.
17 people said that.
Oh, there
Say
you go.
Coffee. Coffee number
Number
1.
1.
Oh, look at
37
that.
people. All right.
Brewing. A storm.
Yeah.
Correct.
Yeah.
That was number 5.
Okay.
5 people said that. What do you think, Gary?
Beer.
Beer is number 2. 26 people. So you said coffee, beer, tea, storm.
You have 2 more.
2 more.
These are be a little more difficult.
These aren't things as much as they're...
There's something a brewing.
Any guesses?
It's a line in a movie, I think.
There's something about one. There's. I don't know. Do you
I
got
don't either,
anything?
a
honestly.
fight, an argument.
That's close. It's along that line.
A
What
brawl?
it is, but I'm not playing because
Brawl.
I've seen the answer.
Something a brewing.
Can you
I'm
tell
just
us what movie this is from?
No, because I don't know. Remember names to save my
It's
life.
been in a few.
I'm surprised I haven't got this already.
There's something a brewing. Yeah, you're not going to get the last one.
You should get this one though.
He said storm. I always heard there's a storm
Argument?
brewing.
There's
That's
This
close
one-
to.
Yeah.
There's an.
It's Monday, boys. Help us out.
There's trouble brewing.
Trouble.
That's it.
Yeah.
Okay.
Oh,
Yeah.
That was
Trouble
rough.
brewing.
We're
Wow.
not going to do 3. That wouldn't be good. Okay. Name a popular pizza topping. We got to be able to do this. Gary, start with you.
Pepperoni.
There you go. Number 1. Got 3 more.
Sausage.
Sausage, that's number 3.
These are dumb too.
Pie-
We can get all
Pineapple?
these. What?
pineapple?
No.
Cheese.
No. 2 more.
I would never pick this.
Black olives.
No, but you're like on the
Anchovies?
same kind of.
Yeah.
It's kind of like not a popular
These are on pizzas.
number 1.
Anchovies?
Nope.
No. Onions.
Nope.
Tomatoes.
Peppers.
Nope.
He said peppers.
Peppers.
Oh, well, he's out of
Great.
order.
Mushrooms.
Sorry.
Green
Mushrooms,
peppers.
there it is.
Yeah,
Okay.
green
There you go. Those are the
peppers.
4. You got them.
Oh,
Good job.
That was tough.
Guys, we'll do better next
that
time.
was
I think Ricky won,
rough.
but as you know, you're all losers.
Wow.
All lose.
Collectively.
Oh.
Thanks.
Yeah.
You just had to throw that in there.
All right, Ricky. We are happy and glad, excited to have you on the show today.
Yes.
Thanks, man.
Yeah.
Thank you. Thank you, Emily, for messaging me.
Absolutely.
How long have you been coming to church with us now?
Since November. Yeah, I came once or twice before that to the Cody and them, Ron and all them's men group.
Yeah.
I didn't really stick with it too much, but I came. But if you want to ask, like, how much, when's the last, when's
you've
when I
been-
first started, since I've been coming consistently, was November. So,
November. Okay.
yeah.
And what? So you mentioned a men's group. So there's a group of guys that meet, and that day kind of shifts depending on everybody's availability. The way I understand it, but they meet throughout the week, and you started going there. Who got you there? How did you end up there?
Ron.
Ron.
Yeah.
He invited you in.
Yeah, him and Cody
Yeah.
and Kyle.
What made you say yes to
There's
going?
Kyle.
At first, before all the stuff happened with me, it was mainly just Ron and them.
Yeah.
I had a baby on the way, and I was honestly just trying to get in the good side with them, of the family, I
Yeah.
guess you could say. And then when I went to rehab or whatnot, I just did anything and everything I can to give this a shot, to God and all that, and
Yep.
whatever helps, I don't know, I've been thirsty for it ever since,
That's excellent. Yeah. Let's get back to my. So, how old are you?
36.
36.
Be 37 in September.
37 in September. Can you describe life before Jesus for us?
Yeah, I'm from Bedford. I grew up here. Started really early, man. I have a 20-year-old son, too. I was 16 whenever that happened. I was just starting to trouble a lot.
Yeah.
Like I said, I was still in high school. Well, middle school, high school area, She found out she was pregnant. Her sister passed away in a car accident at the time. And then she kind of went back away from me because she didn't want Jaden being in that lifestyle. And I understood, and I kept going about my business, getting in trouble. And I was stealing a lot, smoking weed at an early age.
Mm-hmm.
Most of my family uses alcohol or hard drugs,
Yep.
So I kind of I wasn't raised to know that was okay to do, but I was definitely, like, they hid it from us, and then when I got to a certain age, I was just like, well, I put 2 and 2 together, and I was,
Right.
but yeah, I started doing, eventually I led into that. I was going to the public pool a lot, and I broke an ankle on a swing set doing a backflip,
Ouch.
and I got a cast on my foot, and I was introduced to pain medicine. A couple of friends from school I grew up with introduced me to snorting, and that's how it started, honestly. I started snorting pain pills, and eventually that led into the bigger, stronger pain pills, and then never did heroin, really.
Yeah.
Never got into that kind of stuff, man. Seen a lot of friends die from it, so
Mm-hmm.
I was stuck with the pain pills, needle use, stuff like that, man. I went through all that, and eventually, that was through most of my early teen years, like from 17 to 19. When I hit 20, as soon as I turned 18, I caught my first felony charge for theft. I was car hopping with a couple of friends here in Bedford, and got my first theft when I turned 18. It was 2 days after my birthday, I think.
Yeah.
And I was in and out of jail all through my 20s. Dipping and dodging probation, drug screens, never really cared to, I just was young and dumb, I guess,
Right.
And I never really knew, I knew there was like a God, I never really, honestly, man, I never sit down and thought like, is there really a God, or whatever.
Mm-hmm.
Like my mom's dad was a gospel singer, so.
Really?
Yeah, he was, he died when I was 2. I didn't really know him that well. I've seen a lot of pictures and stuff, My mom was, her and her sister, she's got a twin sister, and they all grew up in church, but my mom got married whenever I was 18, when she was 18, and I was like, not even born, getting ready to be born, right? And she was married for 36 years, but she eventually veered off. My dad used to be a real bad drinker,
Mm-hmm.
and my mom couldn't handle it no more, so my dad stopped drinking, and my mom started. And she veered away from the church thing, so she never really stuck with that very long, She just dealt with my dad. She's a really good woman, She worked hard most of my life. I got one younger brother. We've always been pretty close,
Mm-hmm.
We've been around each other our whole life, but we was both using, so we didn't really have each other's backs like that, too much. We was just like, we was just out to get what we can do to get high,
Right.
And I don't know, we've been in trouble too. He's been in and out of jail a lot too. And when I was young, Josh brought it to my attention actually. Wes Rainey goes to church here. He planted the seed, he says. But we went to a church when we was younger, and honestly, man, the only reason why we went was just because we was there to get food.
Yep.
We left. But he was one of the people that was pastoring there at the church. I can't remember even where it was at, but it was in Bedford. And he told me a little bit about it, Bible study things. I don't remember, but he's told me, So me and my brother actually mentioned it to me. That's why we was going there. I think it was over on R Street by Lincoln School somewhere. But yeah, anyway, we went to church there a little bit, and I went back to the streets, and never really had anything to do with my kid that whenever I had when I was young. I kept getting in trouble. And it was with a girl, and whenever I was younger, through middle school and high school, we was together for like 8 years or so, and then we kind of split up after we got into the drugs real bad, and I went to prison for the first time.
Mm-hmm.
I think I was 21. Yeah, and I went for prison for a burglary. My grandmother, my dad's mom, she had a boyfriend at the time, and he lived in a few counties away from here. She was there, and I went over there to steal a TV from her and a bunch of her belongings that she had, to get high, to support my habit,
Yeah.
I wasn't working back then. I didn't really, I just would steal stuff to get my own high, And, I did that, and then the neighbors seen me, called the cops, whatever, and then the detectives got a hold of the guy I sold it to and got the property back. My grandma had to press charges, so I went to prison for that. They ended up dropping it to a theft charge, and this was like my 3rd theft, I think, at the time. I got 8 felonies right now at 36, so but when that happened, I went to prison. Didn't really honestly pay attention when I was there. I just went there because I was sent there,
Right.
Got out, got back into it pretty heavy again. Shortly after I got out, I don't really remember how long it was, but I got out of prison that time. I met a girl. Well, I was invited to a party in Bloomington, my brother, and I went there, and I met this girl that she was African American. She was from Chicago. I was introduced to her. We ended up falling, whatever, and I lied to get her, I guess you can say. I don't know what the word they would use for that, but I would definitely make myself look like somebody I wasn't, for example.
Yeah.
And I was like, it worked out pretty well. Long story short, I lied to her about what she was doing. I'd give her drugs and tell her it was this, and it really wasn't. It was something worse, and pretty much, man, I treated her like crap,
Mm-hmm.
I was in a really dark place. I have been my whole life, honestly. I never even knew anything about anything that was good, we stayed together for about 8 years, She dealt with me through the worst, we slept in tents throughout the 8 years we was together, and bounced back and forth from Greyhounds to Chicago to her family's and back here. We lived in downtown Chicago for a long time, out west Chicago for a long time, you know. That was something, you know, and I actually cared about her, you know, because she introduced me to a lot of things, and I learned a lot from her, you know. She was a big believer in Jesus. She believed in God a lot, you know, but she had her own battles and demons too, you know. She tried, man. She really did. She tried to give it to me, but I'd throw the Bible, you know. I was on the needle really bad at the time, so she tried to give me a Bible and tell me I needed to focus on this and try to, you know, give it a shot, and I wouldn't do it. It's not the last thing I was trying to do, you know. The devil had hold of me, so yeah, man. I was selling drugs at the time. I was living in East Olytic, and I was selling drugs, and this guy hit me up on Facebook. I don't even know the guy. You know, she's like, "You think that's a good idea?" I was like, "I don't know. I don't care." You know, he's got money, so who cares, right? Well, she warned me twice. You know, so long story short, he ended up having a wire, and he was wearing a wire for the cops, and I sold him drugs twice. The same guy, he wore a wire on me twice, and he got me for conspiracy to deal meth and dealing meth. And I had a warrant for about a month I didn't know about. They was watching me to try to catch me with other stuff, I guess, you know, whatever. But I ended up they ended up arresting me in East Olytic, where I was staying in a camper at my dad's friend's house. And they arrested me for that, and I went to county, and she didn't even know I was in jail, you know. She stayed in the camper for 2 days before she realized where I was at. She thought I left her somewhere. She thought I left her there to go use and was out hanging out with girls and stuff, you know. And I was in jail. But they ended up giving me a dealing charge, a level 4, and they gave me 7 years to spend 343. So I ended up doing 2.5 years at Westville Correctional Facility of Northern Indiana. It's by Chicago. It's that was different. It was a good experience, you know. I learned a little bit about learning to sit back and pay attention more than just being out there and open to trying to get into anything and everything, you know what I'm saying? Because you learn a lot when you're institutional, you know, you're in there in a facility like that because you're around a bunch of people. But I don't know. Yeah, I ended up getting out, and something happened after I got out, man. It was about 2 years. I was out for going on 2 years or so. You know, she fell in love with a guy while I was in prison, and they moved to Chicago. He was from Bedford, and she called me one day and said, "Hey, can you come up here to see me or something? You know, we got some stuff we need to talk about. You know, getting a closure, which we did. We needed to talk about stuff, you know, because I just kind of left her on the streets, you know."
Yeah.
So I went back up to Chicago, and then she came back on my birthday. And 6 months later, she died of an overdose. I found her in my room. Wow. I was working Indiana limestone, and yeah, that was different, you know. I kind of went way overboard with drugs when that happened. I wasn't using the needle at the time when she died. I was just smoking it and snorting it or whatever, you know. And a lot of things were going through my head at the time. I didn't know what to do, you know. It was just like, and it was kind of, PTSD, trauma, all kinds of stuff hit me, and it was kind of scary, you know. I started going to trap houses and using pretty heavy on my drug wise, and it was kind of, I didn't know what I was doing, honestly, man. I met Elias's mom there, and, you know, I don't know if she wants me to share this, but, you know, I met her there, and then I didn't treat her very well either, you know. I wasn't a very good person, a very good human being. I wasn't a very good boyfriend or anything like that, you know. I never was taught that, honestly, growing up. So that's how I met her grandparents, but was through her. And shortly after that, I've been in and out of rehab a few times, jail a couple times, you know, while we was together or whatnot. But we found out. She called me one day. I was in sober living and told me that she was pregnant, and I was in a sober living place, so I was sober, you know. It was kind of unexpected, I guess, you know. I mean, I kind of knew because it happened in a rehab before I went to the sober living, so she showed up there and kind of, you know, that's where it happened. But anyway, so I kind of expecting it. Maybe it could be so, you know, but I didn't know for sure. So, and then when I found out for sure, I was like, okay, well, we're going to get through it, you know. But It didn't work out like that. I got back out and started using again, and I was hiding from probation and stuff again, and I don't know, I just was living the life that I've always known, you know. I thought it was normal to use drugs to cope with my feelings and stuff, I guess you could say.
Yeah.
So I really never knew God then, you know. I knew of him. And I've tried everything, man. Whenever I did all the recovery thing, I've been in rehabs probably 4 times. And I went to it in prison too. I had a recovery while incarcerated, and while I was in there, I graduated, but I didn't really pay much attention to. So, yeah, I never really tried anything. I tried everything else other than God, put it that way, you know. So when I went to jail let's backtrack, let's see. Whenever she told me she was pregnant, and then we tried to work things, you know, while she was pregnant, and it was going okay for the most part, and then Elias was born, and then I honestly, man, I mean, to admit it honestly, but I was using at the time, you know, and it's hard for me to tell her that. Yeah. You know what I mean? Because I know it hurts her, you know, and there's so much trust that I've broken with her, man, that today, as of right now, I can't even get back to her. You know what I mean? And it really hurts, like, a lot, because she don't deserve that, you know? She didn't deserve it, so I don't know. I've been trying this a lot lately, like, you know, but it just doesn't work. So, but anyway, yeah, that's my fault. I'm just in the right place now. So I don't know, man. When Elias was born, after that, we was good for a couple months there for the first 3 months of his life, you know. And then I was using. All of a sudden, she found out, and the reason why she found out was because of probation. I filed a PTR for a failed drug screen. She told me not to come back to her house. I was like, okay, you know, and I turned myself in. I actually wrote Judge Klein a letter. My brother's in drug court right now, in problem-solving court, and it's changed him drastically, you know. He had an overdose and stuff that messed him up pretty bad, you know. Back in 2 years ago in July, I was in jail, and he got out, and we was both in the same block together, actually. We was bunkies, and they released him, and I stayed, and when they released him, I called my dad on July 3rd or something, I think, because I had court, and I didn't get called out to court, and I was like, Dad, find out why they didn't call me to court, you know. He's like, well, I got bad news, your brother died, and I was like, what? Just kind of spiraled around, so I was like, what, you know. Yeah. But anyway, so, yeah, he had an overdose, and him and his friend got us some bad drugs, and he died, and his friend died, and Josh made it, and his friend didn't, so he was in a coma for a while, had 4 strokes in a coma, and it messed up his right side of his body. He, you know, he's been sober for 2 years now. Good. He's in problem-solving court, and it's changed his life a lot, you know. So I seen that it's changed his life, you know. And I asked Judge Klein. I said, man, I just had a kid, you know. I don't want to live like this no more, you know. I don't know what to do either, so I don't know the structure. I don't know any accountability. I don't know how to do nothing but get high and use that to cope with my life, because I feel like it takes the bad thoughts away, you know. But so my brother's probation officer called me and said, hey, man, you turn yourself in, I'll get you, do everything I can to get you in drug court, you know. I was like, okay. You know, I was hiding out at the time, so I was like, fair enough, you know. I don't know. And then I also had thoughts like, maybe they're just telling me this just to get me to turn myself in, you know. Yeah. And they're just not going to do it. You know? Right. But I was willing to take that chance because I had a son, you know. Regardless, I was going to get it out of the way, you know? And I took that chance. I turned myself in that following week, and he was there. I turned myself in on a Friday. He was there on Sunday, and I signed Centerstone papers. I was in rehab by Wednesday. And I was in rehab, man. I was there, and I was real iffy about coming back to church here. You know, I went to church up there a little bit, and it was cool seeing people that when it was in the program when I got there, and then they got out and they went to church and was doing service work for church and stuff, you know. Yeah. And I was like, man, that's pretty cool, you know.
So where's up there?
Richmond, Indiana.
Richmond. So when you
CRC.
You were doing rehab in Richmond, and you started going to church up there. Now that is after you met with the men here.
Yeah, this was after that. I was still coming to the Kingdom Builders men's group here with Cody and them. Yeah, and I was using though. Kyle low key seen it in me, you know. Okay. I was just kind of more embarrassed when I was there. You know, I was embarrassed. I was like, well, I want to go back to First Assembly, but I don't know, man. It's kind of embarrassing because I was using and stuff, you know what I mean? And I didn't really want to, you know.
So, well, yeah, sure, I understand completely. What was it that gave you the confidence to come back?
It was Thanksgiving. I got a letter or a card in the mail, and it was a card from all the guys here, and they all signed it and said they was thinking, I hope the best, They'd be here waiting. And
That's awesome.
I was like, wow, it was crazy because I was praying about it, and I was like, man, I want to go to church when I get out, like, lead me somewhere, but I don't know if I want to go back there because, and then that card happened, and it just like opened up some like, I would be comfortable to come back, and I wouldn't feel weird.
Yeah.
So when I got out of rehab, I came back here. I got out of rehab, I think it was a Wednesday or Thursday, I don't really remember for sure, and I came here Sunday.
Yep.
And I sit in the back, and every time Pastor Chris would preach, man, I would feel like he was pointing at me, and I was like, come on, man. Like, this
a lot of us feel that way.
He does a good job at that.
He's really good at that, and so I kind of would talk about, like, asking to do service with, helping out around here or whatever, because I feel like that's what was a good thing to do. And I started off asking Chris if I can help out with maintenance or something, so I signed the maintenance paper list or whatever down there at the desk, and Pastor Chris called me. I was like, hey, man, he's like, I need you to come in and talk to me in my office about it and tell me a little bit about yourself. I know who you are. I know that you're Ron and Deanne's grandbaby's dad, but I don't want to know who you are. So I shared a little bit of my story with him, and really with me and with him, man, whenever I was telling him about all of this, he didn't change the look on his face. He didn't even like,
right.
He didn't judge me, man. I felt completely comfortable talking to him.
That's awesome.
You know what I'm saying?
That's fantastic. Yeah.
I was like, man, he made me feel like I was safe to speak to him about anything I wanted to, that I was embarrassed of, or
Right.
It was really comfortable. So I kept talking to him about it, man. And I told him about it, and then he was welcoming, and then they ended up letting me do an usher here.
Yeah.
So I pick up tithes and offerings, and that's where. And then you came and asked me about the door greeters, so I was like, sure.
You're on there now.
I like to hug everybody anyway, so right.
Yeah, I actually
right.
I thought you were doing that anyway.
Yeah, well, that's what me.
Well, if he's not officially doing it, he can just join our team.
There you go.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
So how long have you been clean and sober?
Since November 14th, 2025. So 8 months and going on 9 months.
That's awesome.
Yeah. Fantastic.
Yeah. I'm just 9 months is the longest I made it last time. I've had a couple years on my belt before, but it's just because I was locked up. They do stuff there, but I don't really get down to stuff they did there. So, but yeah, 9 months now.
Yeah. And this time's different because now you have Jesus with you.
Man.
And you've got a family here to support you.
Yeah, absolutely, man. And I wish I would have took the Jesus route a long time ago,
Yeah.
because I don't wake up angry no more, man. That's one thing I prayed about when I first started coming here. I was like, God, if you're real, if this is what I'm supposed to be doing, like, take away the lust, because I struggled with lust a lot. That's another thing I deal with Elias's mom, and women. And I thought somebody take that from me, please. It's not fully gone. I still catch myself every once in a while, but I'm getting better at it. And the anger's gone. I don't even wake up angry, man. Last time I got angry, I fell on my knees and prayed, man. And I said, just give me acceptance and take the anger from me, And I accepted the fact that I couldn't control what was going on,
Right.
So that's got to be God, man, because me, I've been an angry person my whole life, man. I don't know. I'm pretty much a monster, I guess you can say. Honestly, I didn't care. So, but now I just full of God, man. That's what I'd rather do. I don't really know. I need to read the scripture more, but I don't. But I do,
Yeah.
I do the Bible study, so it's confusing, but I'm getting there.
We all could read our Bibles more and spend more time in the Word and in His presence. You're here Sundays. You're here on Wednesdays.
Yeah.
We know you're involved. I think definitely from what you've told us so far, we can see huge growth in you. But I think there's a lot of people in this church that are pulling for you. They're proud of you for where you're at right now.
Yep.
Absolutely.
And they're hoping that they're excited to see where you go.
Yeah.
So keep on keeping on.
Yeah, it's different, but this podcast thing's kind of different too, because I ain't really much on the camera things and all that stuff.
Sure.
But you got to get out of your comfort zone to grow. I feel like so. And whatever it takes, man, whatever pulls me closer to God, I'm down with, so.
And your testimony, your story could be pulling so many other people closer to God. You never know.
You never know. Yeah, you're absolutely
It just takes
right.
one person.
one person to listen, you know. And
Yeah.
I hope it helps somebody, you know. I don't know. If I never in a million years, like 2 years ago, I never would have in a million years thought I would be talking, you know, going to church like I do and trying to find out Jesus, you know, everything about him, you know, and doing everything he asked me to do. Because I remember when I was younger, man, there was a guy in my town. I used to laugh at him because he was like, Jesus loves you, you know, and Jesus loves you, brother. And I'm like, yeah, whatever, bro, you know.
Mm-hmm.
And I said, you know, and now I look back, I'm like, man, he's probably just doing the same thing I'm doing right now. You know what I mean? Because he was dealing with addiction too, you know.
Right.
I don't know, but
You're actually bringing. There are people coming to this church because of you.
Yeah.
Actually, or there's a couple. Yeah, I got a friend that I meet at an AA meeting. Yeah, she comes here, and I've invited a few other people. You know, a couple of them came, and you know, a couple of them.
One came this Sunday that you thought had a little bit of anxiety that may not want to come, and came this Sunday, right?
That was Ron and them invited her.
Okay.
Yeah, I didn't invite her, but that was her granddaughter. Yeah.
Okay.
That was Elias's mom. Yeah.
Yeah.
But yeah.
I was thinking about this earlier. Like, this is an intimidating building for a guy who's been what you've been through, been in your shoes. It's got to be hard to try to walk in here for the first time.
Yeah. It was a little, you know.
But you did it.
I did it, yeah. And when I did, man, it was first person I seen was Ruth Ann.
Ruth Ann?
Yeah.
Oh, Ruthie.
I love that lady, man.
Yeah.
She's awesome.
She's amazing.
She's
so
just
good.
And she reads me, man. You know, and it's like, what are you doing? You know, she's just like, it's weird, you know? And it's not weird. I thought it was weird at first, but now I'm just like, I just hug her, man.
Yeah.
And I tell her thank you, you know?
Yeah.
And she's prayed for me a lot too, you know? And my mom's going through some stuff. My mom's an alcoholic, you know? She's got cirrhosis, and she's still drinking, you know? But I'm sorry, Mom, if you watch this and, you know, don't want me to say that, but I really have people pray for her here because she's a really good woman, man. Her and my dad was married 36 years, and they got a divorce a few years back. And my dad got with her friend from her work, and she's been in a very dark place, man, ever since, you know.
Do you think she would come to church?
I've offered her to, man. Once or twice, she's like, okay, I'll go. And then she's like, I ain't got no clean clothes. And I'm like, well, it's always something. But
Yeah.
you know, I know she knows who God is because she was raised in church. You know, her dad was a gospel singer. I mean,
Yep.
you know, she definitely knows that there's a Jesus up there, you know. And
Don't stop asking her. Maybe she watches
I
this
still
and comes.
do, man. I hope she does, you know. She's a really good woman, you know. She really is. She's dealt with a lot through my life, you know, but she don't mean no harm, you know. She's just struggling like I was, you know.
Right.
You know, and me and my brother try a lot, you know. We try to go to AA meetings. She's just, I think it's more of the embarrassing part of it.
So I was thinking, with that part of it, and like walking in the front doors here, that's tough. We try to welcome people and make them feel comfortable. And hopefully that works for a lot of people, but for some people I could see it be, you know, maybe work the other way. Like they don't want to be seen. They don't want to. So if anybody out there listening doesn't want to be seen, come find me and I'll bring you in a side door and up a secret tunnel to the balcony, and nobody will know.
We got some of those secret tunnels.
We've got ways. If you're like, hey, I really like to go, but I don't want anybody to know I'm here, let us know and we'll figure out a way to get you.
Yesterday was my first time sitting in the balcony service, and I was like, wow, there's nobody up here.
Yeah.
You know, I had Kyle and Matt down here, and I was like,
yes, I mean,
nobody sits up, so you definitely could feel perfect.
We could sneak some people in.
Yeah, absolutely.
You know, for that, because we're only running like 20. We're a huge church. People think there's a bunch of people that go here. I mean, we're running about 25% capacity, maybe a little better. But it's the quality of things that are going on here that are important.
It's the best decision I ever made.
Best decision you ever made?
Absolutely, man. You know, I don't know. I still struggle with a lot of things, like with lust and stuff, you know, like I said, but, you know, I'm honest now, more honest than ever, you know. I would lie about everything, you know, and I see so much growth in that, you know, and the anger, like I said, that's going away, and it has to be God, man, because that's one thing I asked him to take away. And it's gone now, like, you know, and I did my part, like, you know, I do my part in the church and stuff. I like show up, I pay attention, you know, and I go home and practice you know, and
practice what you're learning.
Yeah, man, you know, and come to the Bible studies and stuff,
Right.
So I do all that stuff, and then I got a spiritual accountability partner too. I come here to meet with once a week. Dan Brock,
That's
Dan's
awesome.
a good one,
He's
too.
a good guy, man.
got a good partner there.
Him and Carla's very good people, and I love Dan, man. He gave
He's
me.
got a lot of wisdom.
He really does.
Yes.
So does Michael.
Walls?
Michael.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, he's a
Yeah.
rocket scientist.
He's awesome.
Yeah.
It's like he brags about his math, and I'm like, dude, right? I'm like, okay, that's a little over my head,
Yeah,
but
Just
hey,
give me the
just give me
elementary
the
level.
basics. Yeah, I'm about
Yeah.
to take my.
That's the way I feel when I talk to Michael.
I got to start my HSE this week, and so I'm just like, bro, you're going to fill me in on some of this math you know about, but lower level math,
Yeah.
like pluses and minuses, like not no algebra.
So you're holding down a full-time job. How long have you had that?
A couple months. Cindy Dorsett, her friend, is my boss.
Yeah.
Nice.
Yeah, so actually, she didn't tell me about the job. It's at Samco
Uh-huh.
here in Bedford, over by Infab. It's a metal fabricating place. I was struggling with that at first with the job thing. When I got out of rehab, I got behind on my rent in my apartment. I got my own place in Olytic, and I had it when I was in Indiana Limestone, and my landlady's a blessing, man. She kept on to it for me while I was in rehab, and I was like 4 months behind on my rent.
Yeah.
So, and I'm back on track. I got a savings account, I got some money in there, so for my rent and stuff. So that's definitely
Nice.
helping. And thanks to Dan, he's giving me the Dave Ramsey stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So it's
Yeah.
helping. You know what I mean?
Timmy's a Dave Ramsey
Yes,
disciple.
he
I listen
is.
to his radio things. So
Dave Ramsey disciple. I have not heard that one.
that's a good one. Yeah.
I don't know if I'm that good, but okay.
His
Very
radio shows. Yeah.
Yeah, yeah. I don't remember what they're called, but yeah, they're pretty cool. Yeah, it's been helping a lot since I've been doing. The job is really a blessing, honestly. Like the lady it's her friend, is Cindy's friend, is very, very deep relationship with God.
Yeah.
I talk to her. I listen to podcasts while I'm at work. And like Christian ones. And
Yeah.
as I get stuck, I'll pause it and I'll go in there and be like, "Hey, Jalen, what's she'll be like, well, and then she'll tell me, and I'm like, okay, yeah. But anyway, yeah,
That's
it's
awesome.
going really good there. So, like a lot of people there is positive. There, a lot of them's been there for a while. There's only like probably 12 people that work there
Yeah.
altogether. So, and then most of them's been there for multiple years. So, they don't use. There's no drug use there.
Good.
So it's like, and I enjoy it. It's not hard on me like Limestone was. So it's like it's something that I can sit back and actually like to do. I mean,
Yeah.
it's hot in there, but anyway, whatever. It keeps me busy. 'Cause I work 40 hours a week there, so with that, and then I got the 1-year-old, and then I got the church I come to quite a bit, and then drug court too. That keeps me busy.
Yeah.
So yeah, I told them actually I missed my therapist appointment with Versi. She's my therapist actually.
Is
Versi
she?
Reed that goes here. Yeah. So
Do you see how God's orchestrating all these people in the church?
yeah, it's pretty cool honestly.
Yeah.
And I don't know. It's just been. I got a really busy schedule, man. And it really. But when I was on that bracelet, I got baptized in February here, right? And when I was on the bracelet that time, my house arrest officer was like, you need to find something to keep your schedule full for when you get off. Just act like you're on house arrest still. I was like, that's a good point.
Yeah.
So then I just started adding stuff to it, like Dan and the Bible studies and church twice. I make sure I come to all that and do all that, and because it keeps me focused and I don't get complacent.
Right. Yeah. Idle hands.
Yeah,
Type
yeah.
thing.
Because when that happens, it gets scary for me. I get bored. Boredom to me is very, very dangerous. I don't know. I get in my head, and I don't know where to go with
Sure.
it.
Yeah.
I'm just like, whoa.
Yeah.
It's not very safe. So
But
I try to stay busy.
Now you're also involved, like with Hope Resource Center, doing DIY dads. Is that what it's
dads,
called?
And I did the Dr. Dad thing. I was the first dad to do that.
Okay. Can you tell us a little bit about that? Because we're actually going to hopefully do a Hope Resource interview soon. What does that entail? The DIY dads, the Dr. Dad.
Well, the Dr. Dad was through a guy named Nate that did there. He doesn't work there. He got a better job. God gave him a better job. So, but no, I started that, and it was just a parenting thing for dads. They teach you how to work on water heaters and
Oh, that's awesome.
lawnmowers and stuff.
Yeah.
And be able to do all that stuff. And they have Hope is a blessing. They helped me out a lot with cool stuff, cool knowledge. The DIY Dad thing, they give you a free tool every time you go there. So
Really?
yeah, the last thing they had, it was a conference thing. I don't know. I didn't get to make the last one, but I'm gonna make it to the next one. I'm usually there at all of them. So And it's just, I do that, and I take that so serious because I'm a dad, obviously.
Yeah.
You know, and I never was taught how to be a dad, you know.
Right.
Sorry, Dad, but, you know.
Sure. Sure.
Yeah.
I'm sure my dad ain't going to listen to this podcast, but, you know. But, you know, he's not a bad dad, but I just wasn't taught correctly how to be a father. And I'm sure I think it was because he wasn't either, you know.
Right.
So it's not either one of us' fault.
Learned behavior.
Yeah, so I just try to do anything I possibly can that I think that's going to make me a better dad for Elias.
Uh-huh.
You know, I don't want to not be there for him ever again, you know.
Yeah.
I don't want to. You see how he is with me when he's here, man.
Yeah. He loves you.
Yeah, absolutely. He's there. His arms are up, and it just makes me feel like I'm Superman or Iron Man to him. You know what I mean? And that's some good feelings. I never felt like that to anybody. You know. So I don't know. So I take all the Hope Resources thing serious, and I try to get as much as I can out of it because I feel like it helps me become better for him. Mm-hmm. So that's why I do that.
That's awesome.
You know?
They're a great
Hope that
asset.
answers your question.
Oh yeah, absolutely. They're a great asset to the community.
It's a good place, yeah. They helped us out with, me and Sabrina was going through some parenting classes when she was pregnant too, so.
Yeah.
But I fell off of it a little bit, but I went and made it back up with it.
Yeah.
I got my 10 in, so.
That's awesome.
Yeah, it's pretty cool there, man. The lady came here and did a speech on that place, actually. What's her name? April or something?
April was the leader.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah. Yeah, she knows me there, so.
Yeah.
She gives us free formula and diapers and all that cool stuff.
Yeah.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
Yeah. Thank you for telling us all about, everything. I know you've.
There's some
been
stuff
through
I
a
left
lot.
out, you know.
Sure.
That just didn't come to mind whenever I was saying it, but, you know.
That's okay.
I got, me and my brother's been pretty close, you know. Like now that, before whenever I was in my addiction, man, he was getting high. So whenever I was trying to get sober, and I got out of prison and I was trying to stay on the right path, he was using and so, and he wasn't the best person either, you know.
Right.
So him being sober today and living with me at my place and working and stuff, it keeps me going, you know. I'll try to get him here. He's kind of, that's not going to happen, bro. I'm like, you know, I just pray that one day he comes, you know.
Yeah.
You know, I know he knows God's real because people on Facebook say they need prayers and he says prayers, you know. So I know he knows it's real, but he's just not ready for it yet, you know. And
you have to just keep living the example. It takes time sometimes, and we never know when. I mean, I'm sure you've heard people talk about there's a time to plant the seed, a time to water, and a time to harvest. You don't know where you're going to be at in that process, but your job is just to keep living it out in front of him, and eventually, you know, he's going to come. You're impacting people already. You know, you're bringing people to church. Elias is going to see you as you live it out. So your job from now on is just to live it out. Yeah, like you're doing.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah,
you're doing it.
I'm doing it, I guess you can say. It's different, but I mean, I'm getting kind of used to it now, I guess you could say, you know. I just try to stay focused on the main thing, you know. I know God will reward me for it, so.
He will.
You know, sometimes it doesn't work, you know. Sometimes it doesn't come how I want it to come, you know. Maybe it isn't going to happen, I don't know, but it's hard to deal with right now, because, you know, with certain things, like with Elias' mom, you know. Like, I struggle, that's something I would struggle with a lot, you know. Yeah. Like, here the last couple of months since I've been doing all the good things I've been doing here and coming here, you know, I'm like, God, why can't you, you know, I'm doing everything, I'm coming, I found you, like, I'm here, like, you know, why can't you just open her heart up, you know what I'm saying?
All had that discussion.
But then again, it's just like, you know,
100%.
Maybe it's not meant to be, you know. I don't know, honestly. I wish it was just for Elias, but, you know, maybe it isn't. And
maybe it's a different season that it is.
Yeah, maybe. I don't know. Nobody knows, you know. No. But I mean, it's cool though, you know. She tells me she's proud of me. So, you know, the other day she told me that when we was putting together his thing, his little playground thing for his birthday, you know, and that was a lot because 4 months ago she didn't like me. You know, she didn't want to talk to me. Yeah. You know, and I don't know, man.
Be patient.
Yeah. I mean, it is what it is. If it doesn't, you know, it's whatever. But
be patient with yourself too.
Yeah, that's the hard part.
Yeah, because it's not going to happen.
It's like all this running in my head, and I was like, well, I'm doing everything right, God. Like, what am I doing wrong? You know?
No, you got to be patient with yourself.
Yeah,
and give yourself grace too. Yeah, you're on the right track. Yeah,
you buried the old Ricki when you got baptized. Yeah. That guy's gone.
Absolutely,
you're a new creation. Yeah. But that doesn't mean it changes overnight. Yeah. When you come up out of the water, it doesn't all just disappear. Right. It's gonna take some time for you to walk that out, and God never gives you more than you can handle, and He's not gonna put it all on you at once. You're gonna walk that process out. Yeah. So just be patient.
It's a lot easier too having people like there for me, like support. You know. Yeah. Sure. Like the hero and stuff, you know what I mean? Like Ron and like Dan and, you know, Cody and all them guys, you know? Yeah. It's just cool to have that, you know, and Pastor Chris, you know, and all them. I don't know. It just makes me feel like, I don't, like if I need, if I'm getting in my head or something, I can just call one of them.
Absolutely.
And not even here, just only here, but like in AA too, like,
Sure.
back at the Serenity Club and stuff, like I got a sponsor and stuff I meet with once a week, and he helps a lot, man. I met him yesterday, but it's like, I know I got people that I can call if I need, if I need it, but it definitely helps. It's definitely a blessing to have all that, and because I never had none of that in the past, and but man, honestly, this time I feel like it's a lot better for me because I got God by my side, and I've never had that, It's pretty cool. It's different, but I'm down for it. So I'm thirsty to learn what He's got to give me.
You're
next.
going to do some great things, man.
Yeah.
You got big things coming ahead of you.
Yeah. That's the plan, anyway.
Yep. All right. Well, I think we're going to stop there. Unless anybody else has anything they want to add. No?
I do.
Okay.
Real quick. This is just kind of a side note. And, okay, you went to school with Seth, my husband, and he doesn't say anything about anything. But I don't know how many times he has told me, I am so proud of Ricki. Like, we'll get home, he's like, that dude is a totally changed dude. Yeah. That dude is a totally changed dude from what I remember in school. And he's like, I love to see him up there being an usher. I love to see him serve. I don't know how many times he's mentioned that to me. So, like, that's
nice.
huge.
Yeah, he looks different with the beard.
Yeah, he's a completely different person. He does
I
not
see
look
him
like...
and I'm like, I see his eyes and I'm like, I know you, man.
Yeah.
But where do I know you?
Yeah. If you shave that beard off, you wouldn't
I'm
even
like,
know.
okay, what's up, bro?
Yeah. Yep.
There's a lot of like there's some cops that go to church here too, you know, and I know them.
Yeah.
You know what I'm
Sure.
saying? I've seen like
Sure.
I'm sure you guys know which one I'm talking about. I don't know if he wants to say his name or not, but it's like, man, they've been following me and stuff. But they used to, so it's like,
Sure.
man, they see it. And
But they're pulling for you, too.
Yeah,
They
I know,
are.
absolutely.
Yeah.
And it's cool to have that, because I was raised not to talk to them. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
It's
Yep.
not good to talk to them because I always thought they was out to get me.
Right.
You know what I mean? And same with probation and stuff, I always thought they was out to get me, but honestly, man, they're just there to help you.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
But I was just I wasn't trying to deal with that. I was trying to do what I wanted to do, not what they wanted to do. Seth's a really good guy. I didn't know that I went to school with him, honestly, until you said that.
Yeah.
So now that clicks in my head, I'm like, oh, okay, that's where I know him from.
Yeah.
So next time I see him, I'm going to say, well, thanks, bro.
Yep. When you said you were 36, and that's the same age, and
yeah, we went to school together.
he talks so highly of you. He's very proud of you watching you
Thanks,
serve.
Seth.
Yeah. I'll tell him that.
Yeah, it's pretty cool, though.
Well, it's going to end it for us today. Ricki, we are proud of you. We love you. We want you to just keep on keeping on, man. If you need anything, you got a bunch of people here that are
Absolutely.
willing to help you.
Thanks, man.
Yeah.
So
Thank you.
thank you guys for joining us today. If you like the show, give us a like, subscribe on whatever platform you're on, but we will catch you next time.
This has been The Cast, a podcast of Bedford First Assembly of God in Bedford, Indiana, with Gary West and reporter Tia Hiles, Shannon Hiles, and Tim Ray. Listen for new episodes of The Cast every Monday.